when you initially conceived the idea of installing a Viking pool, what were some of the features that really drew you to that manufacturer? Because we live in a world of choices.
Right. Well, I think that what we realized very quickly was that Viking had the credibility and the history. We were looking for a company that was big enough to where we knew that they could do a project successfully, but at the same time, sometimes you get too big and too corporate. And one of the things that's really, really impressed me with Viking is that, as you all know, recently they went through an acquisition or were acquired by a larger company. But Viking, and I've been talking not only through that entire process, has Viking continued to feel like a family-owned business, their business ethic. But so they have I feel like when I'm dealing with Viking, I have the benefit of a large corporation, but I also have the benefit of dealing with a family-owned business. It's really the best of both worlds. So that was a very apparent aspect. And a lot of people think, well, a big corporation comes in, takes over a little company, and a little family-owned company, all the rules change. And there's always going to be process changes and things that go on. But for the most part, you just feel like you're dealing with the company. I mean, the speed in which Viking moved on our project was unbelievable to me. And we deal with the Home Depots of the world and the Kohlers, and we're big companies all the time, and on various projects. But we're dealing with Viking. I don't think we ever had a project that went so quickly and so smoothly and had so much impact on our family as we did when we did this pool project. And Viking was really the one. We didn't know the pool guys before we met Viking, and Viking was the one that pulled an entire team of people. They had a family, so obviously it was clear to us they had great relations. I sat on an airplane yesterday with one of Viking's competitors, and I tell you, this guy spent the whole time talking about how much he liked Viking, and it was impressive to me. He wasn't trying to tell me I made a mistake. He was sitting there talking about how good Viking is to deal with and how he has dinner with these folks, and so it's a real testament to the Viking culture and to what they do. And then at the same time, they're able to make good business decisions and move things forward quickly and effectively. And of course, their product. I'm one of these guys that when I get onto something, I do enough research on a product to know that I know enough about construction and building. And so I started looking into the thickness of the fiberglass, and one of the big things that sold us was their willingness to adapt the pool. I didn't even talk about that, but they actually adapted the pool so that I could step down in. They added a step to it, and that was a key thing. And we wanted a pool, the pool that we got, and I don't know the actual style of which one, Gulfstream, right? And Gulf Coast, right? And it has the 3-foot big flat level, and then it has the 8-foot deep level. So the boys can jump in and do their thing, and then of course Zachary and Amy, in our family there's 3 of us that are short, right? We're all 3 of us that are 4 foot tall, and then the other 3 are average size. Well, Amy and Zach and I can hang out in the shallow end, but it's nice and flat. It's not like you're slipping. So if you wanted to play volleyball, the other kids are in the pool, treading water, or they can stand on the slope and everything. But for me, it's a little harder. I can kind of hang out up in that flat spot. And then not to mention all the little benches and the ridges around. I feel very safe in that pool. Like if I was to swallow water or choke or something, I feel like there's always a place I can go. And my arms are short. So even in any pool that I've ever swam in my whole life, it's always a little challenge when you pull up to get your hand up there onto the edge of the pool. Well, in this Viking pool, there's just always a place to go and rest and hang out at the ends of our pool. So all these factors sort of made it a no-brainer choice for us. Other questions? Yeah.
Do you have a portfolio of before, after, as the stages go on, that I could present to our editors?
Yeah, that's interesting. A lot of people ask us if we could just mount a camera on the back of some of our projects and let people internet access. We're actually looking at that idea where you could kind of get on the internet and see the progress of things. Because even though the show usually tries to show things in a very condensed 30-minute format, a lot of times, like the pool project, even though the pool was in and the deck got put on, the kids were swimming in it, now we're doing the lights and a much better deck around it, and we're doing a lot of landscaping. But with the winter, it's been slowed down. But I do have some pictures. I don't know if we have a portfolio, but I could certainly work with Stacey, and I know we've talked about. I'm kind of gunning for their calendar. I want to get my pool in their calendar one year. So I got it very. I'm very highly motivated to get this project where it's really You know, it's in a beautiful setting when our pool's up real high, kind of on almost a plateau looking out over the farm, because the way we built it up. And so I'm going to do a fair amount of landscaping work and lighting and things, and we're working with a lighting company that will help us with outdoor lights. So, but we've taken pictures, but I need to be more diligent, I think, about that. But why don't I work with Stacy, we can put together a package, because we'll certainly share it with you, you know, with whoever wants it, but we'll certainly put together what we have. And other questions back here?
How much digging did you actually do?
How much of the digging?
Of the digging. The digging. The digging of the pool.
Oh, you know, I know. Isn't that's funny how that editing stuff works sometimes, you know. But I think I dug just a very little bit of the first hole. And then, you know, what happens in the show is that they always like to show, they have a thing where they say, well, if one of the Roloff families isn't in a scene, then it's not a scene, you know. So they're always trying to get one of our family members to be in every scene. And so the typical way that would work, I love to run my track co, but, you know, with everything that we got going on and all the various businesses I'm involved in, I'll get in the track co and dig for a few minutes, and then one of my guys, Cam Marina, who works on our farm, will get in and you know, because he's got more patience. He gets so irritated when I get in the track co, because when I get in, I just want to dig fast and move, you know, and so it's not as accurate as he'll take his time and try to get it right. But even he got that pool hole wrong. So between the two of us, we messed it up pretty good. Thanks a lot, Rick, for pointing that out on national television. Yeah, when I first saw the first edit of the show with the pool, I thought, man, that Rick threw me under the bus hard about that pool. He just went on and on and on and on. Thank goodness they eventually refined it down and cut some of his ranting and raving about my poor digging skills out. Other questions? Anybody else about anything? All right. Well, I appreciate all your time, and thanks for all of you that helped on our project, and particularly to Viking and the pool guys who came out and you know, put this project together. Very, very, very well appreciated, and it'll be on many, many shows to come. I would venture to guess, and again, I don't have a lot of control over all the content of all the shows, but I would venture to guess that pool is going to be on more than just a handful of episodes over the coming year. Then I'm sure all the summer episodes will have plenty of pool action. So keep an eye on the show, and you'll see more, and you'll see it progress as we get it finished and dolled up with the landscaping and what have you. Maybe we'll make it in the calendar, right? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I feel it's a really good sense of accomplishment to put a pool in and to have it there and to be able to get in the pool and start swimming and the exercise. So it's not just, you know, a pretty plant that you plant and you get to look at. I mean, this is something that's going to be an integral part of my exercise routine and an integral part of trying to make sure that I stay healthy and fit, and I'm excited about having the pool out there.
The water's wonderful, Matt.
Wait, not loading. It's little stuff. Okay.
Depth car.
No, it's still slippery.
Yeah, no,
be
it's
careful.
still slippery.
Hey.
Is this the first time you've been in? Oh, okay.
Good one?
Oh, it's nice.
I think it's great, man.
Oh my goodness, so much salt. Terrible sound.
Oh, I'll race ya.
I'm 46 years old. My health's declining. I've never really been good at exercising. I mean, I think the pool in some ways might be a new beginning to the, more serious exercise regimen.
Molly and Jacob love to swim and hang out in the pool. I do too. And I think it's a great addition to our home, our family. And, for the kids to invite their friends and hang out and, just have a great time.